Welcome to the channel. Based on real data, we recreate the details of Bandaid turned into a lawsuit, part 1. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share and press the bell to receive notifications every time the channel releases the latest video. And now, please review the details of Bandaid turned into a lawsuit part 3. A doorway measured in feet. Int. County courtroom morning. Fluorescent lights buzz. The gallery shuffles. The bailiff raises a hand. Bailiff. All rise. The judge takes the bench, glasses perched low, docket thick enough to prop a door. Judge. We'll stay with facts and keep voices level. On calendar, Ward versus Michael. Names noted for the record: Miss Ward, Michael, Mr. Armico, Miss Brown. Ms. Ward, you're the plaintiff. Please tell me what happened, brief, precise, and in order. Miss Ward, 40s, steady but pale, stands at the left table with a slim folder. Michael, late 30s, shoulders tight, sits at the right, jaw set. In the front row, Mr. Armico sits upright, wedding band gleaming. Miss Brown keeps her eyes down. Miss Ward. I went to Michael's apartment around 9. The plan was to end the relationship and be done. I had to pick up my granddaughter later, her mother's deployed, so I wanted it quick. Judge. Address or description of the space? Miss Ward. Small unit. From his door to the sidewalk you'd call it 2 rooms, maybe 2.5. 80 to 100 feet. Tight. Judge. Proceed. Miss Ward. We argued. He asked me to stay. I said no. When I turned to go, he kicked me low from behind, not a wind-up, more a shove with a foot, and reached at my arm as I backed toward the door. I told him to stop. I kept moving and got out. Judge. Did you call 911? Seek medical attention? Miss Ward. No, Your Honor. I went home, changed clothes, and calmed down. I just wanted distance. Judge. Any photos? Bruises? Miss Ward. Nothing that showed. It was the scare more than marks. Judge. Messages? Miss Ward. Texts from earlier that evening, him pushing to meet and fix it. After I left, more apologies. Judge. We'll mark those. Michael? Michael, measured. We have a history. I didn't kick her. I reached to stop her from leaving while we were mid-argue. My hand touched her arm, yes. I was upset. Judge. Did you block the exit? Michael. No. I never stood in front of the door. I said wait, and she kept going. Judge. Ms. Ward says your foot made contact. Michael. I deny that. I didn't strike her. Judge. Mr. Armico, why are you here? Mr. Armico rises. I'm her husband now, fiancé back then. She came home shaken and told me he kicked and grabbed when she tried to leave. It hasn't changed in her telling. Judge. You didn't witness the event, correct? Mr. Armico. No, Your Honor. Judge. Miss Brown, any first-hand information? Miss Brown, small voice. No. We dated before. I wasn't there. Judge. Then we stay with people who were. Ms. Ward, walk me through the final minute: feet, hands, door. Miss Ward. I said, I'm going. He said, don't. I stepped backward. His foot tapped or nudged the back of my calf enough to jolt me forward. His fingers brushed my forearm like he wanted to hold me in place. I said don't touch me, pulled free, and left. Judge. Any threats? Miss Ward. No words past wait. Just contact. Judge, to Michael. You admit reaching. You deny any kick. Why no message saying, I didn't touch you, if that's how you remember it? Michael, quiet. I apologized because I raised my voice. I didn't want it to end ugly. Judge. Ugly often arrives when people put hands on someone walking out. Intent to talk is not consent to detain. She flips the printed texts, skimming. Judge. The earlier messages show urgency, multiple please come texts. After the event, several I'm sorry, we can be adults. That aligns with both stories and argument and regret but doesn't resolve the contact question. We have no medical record and no third-party eyewitness. Still, the law doesn't require bruises to prove unwanted touch. Beat. Judge. I'm going to ask each of you one question. Ms. Ward, if he had simply stood aside and let you go, would you be here? Ms. Ward. No. Judge. Michael, if you could redo 30 seconds, what would you change? Michael. I would have stepped back. The gallery exhales. The judge nods slowly. Judge. All right. Before I rule, anything else for the record? Mr. Armico measured. Only that we picked up her granddaughter on time. She didn't sleep much. Miss Brown. Nothing, Your Honor. Judge. Very well. She sets her pen parallel to the file. Judge. Finding, I credit Ms. Ward's account that Michael made non-consensual contact as she attempted to exit. The admitted reach, the tight space, and his post-incident apologies support that narrative. While a kick is denied, contact sufficient to impede a person leaving qualifies as battery under civil standards. No medical bills are claimed, so damages will be nominal. The primary remedy here is protection and clarity going forward. Beat. Judge. Orders. A civil protective order is granted for 6 months. Michael, you are to have no contact with Ms. Ward, no calls, texts, DMs, or third-party relays. Stay 100 yards from Ms. Ward's home, workplace, and any listed common pickup points for her granddaughter. Provide the clerk with your current address today. No online commentary about Ms. Ward, direct or cryptic. That includes initials, song lyric subtweets, and vague some people posts tied to this incident. Ms. Ward reserves the right to petition for costs if documentation emerges. Today she seeks none. Michael swallows. Understood. Judge. 2 remarks before we end. First, endings are choke points. If your temper is rising, leave the doorway to someone else. Second, distance is the adult safety tool. Use it. Mr. Armico, be steady, not loud. Miss Brown, this case does not belong to you, let it pass you. She signs, hands the order to the clerk. Judge. Case concluded. Next matter. Bailiff. All rise. Int. Courthouse hallway later. The corridor smells of floor polish and burned coffee. Miss Ward steps out with Mr. Armico. She leans against the cool tile and breathes like someone who's just finished a race she never trained for. Across the way, Michael stares at the speckled linoleum. Miss Brown hovers, then gives his sleeve a quick touch and lets go. Mr. Armico, gentle. Come on. Home. Ward nods. They move toward the doors. EXT, City Street, dusk. Traffic murmurs. Buses sigh. Ward and Armico cross at the light. A breeze carries the smell of rain that might not arrive. Mr. Armico. Do you want to stop for bread? Miss Ward half laughs. Bread sounds like a plan. They keep walking, small talk clicking back into place like teeth in a zipper. EXT, apartment stoop evening. A narrow stoop. A door with stubborn paint. The distance to the sidewalk truly is short, 2 rooms, maybe a half more, a span you could cover in seconds. Miss Ward stands at the threshold and measures the space with her eyes, like she's counting beats in a song. Her phone buzzes. A number not in her contacts. I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone. She stares at the screen, then taps block and slides the phone into her bag. Mr. Armico, soft. You don't have to answer ghosts. Miss Ward. I didn't. She keys in, turns the deadbolt, and steps inside. The room is quiet. She sets her folder on a side table and looks out the window. The sidewalk sits maybe 100 feet away, closer than fear made it, close enough to reach without being touched. Miss Ward, to herself. Feet indoors. That's all it is. She closes the curtain. Int. Kitchen, later. A kettle murmurs. Armico slices bread. Ward writes keep copies on a sticky note and presses it into the front of her folder. She doesn't slam anything, she doesn't rush. The house settles into a normal rhythm. Mr. Armico. Tea? Miss Ward. Yes, please. He hands her a mug. She wraps both hands around the heat and exhales. EXT sidewalk, night. Streetlights pool on wet concrete. Michael walks alone, hands in pockets, a thin paper folded in his jacket, the protective order. He reaches the corner, stops short of the building's line, and turns back the other way. Michael, VO. Should have stepped back sooner. He disappears into the dark that belongs to everyone and no one. Int. County courtroom, next morning. The judge signs routine orders, glances at a photo on her desk, kids chalking lines on asphalt for hopscotch. She smiles at the memory, caps her pen, and calls for the next case. Judge, VO. Doorways are where tempers pretend to be law. The law is steadier. Thank you for watching the whole video. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share and press the bell to receive notifications every time the channel releases the latest video. Sincerely thank you, goodbye and see you again.